Welcome everyone to the Payneless Wholesaling Podcast, where our number one goal is to make being in real estate and doing real estate less painful. Because we all know that if you don't know what you're doing in real estate, you can experience some pain. So, welcome. I have Nobel Bark, who is one of the members of my mastermind program, and he is here to tell us about a deal that we did together, where it was his biggest deal he's done yet. And I'm stoked to have Nobel on here. What's up, Nobel? How you doing, brother?
All right, great.
You
Yes.
doing good?
Yeah.
Good. Is this the first time you've been on a podcast before?
Yeah. This first time.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm glad to have you on here. So first, Noble, I kind of want to find out a little bit more about you, man, before we kind of get into this deal that we did. I'm excited about the deal, though. I mean, I know you're excited. It was a good deal, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. It was. It was a miracle.
It's a miracle deal, wasn't it?
Yep. Came
With all the
through.
crazy things that happened with it. Well, Noble, let me ask you. So are you where you originally from?
I'm from I'm in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Were you born and raised there?
No, I was born in Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's awesome, man. And I'm curious. I know me and you haven't really gotten too deep on like talking about where you're from and all that stuff, but you currently you have a job, right? You have a job working and you do this like
Yeah.
real estate on the side. Is that right?
Yeah. Currently, yeah.
Cool.
That's what
How do
I
you
do.
like your current job right now?
Yeah, it's okay, busy, keeps me busy, in and
Cool.
out.
Well,
It's
look,
okay.
it's all right. What do you do, by the way? You don't mind asking, do you?
Oh, I work at Kroger's. It's a grocery store chain.
Man, I love Kroger, bro.
Oh,
Kroger's
you
one of my
can.
favorite places, man.
Yeah, y'all guys got one over there in Utah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, we
yeah.
don't have Kroger's here in Utah, but I
Oh,
grew up in
okay.
Atlanta, Georgia. So we had Kroger and we had Publix. That was like
Oh,
the big grocery stores, you know?
yeah, definitely.
You have Publix over there?
Yeah, Publix. Yes. In the
Okay.
southeast region, yeah, that's a
Okay.
lot. Publix,
But
good store.
you ride and die with Kroger though, right?
Yeah, yes. For right now.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, listen, man, I'm curious. What got you started into real estate and eventually what got you into wholesaling? Like, tell me about your journey.
Oh yeah, so I got into real estate because I went to one of the Fortune Builders seminar.
Hmm.
Dan Merrill Fortune Builder, and the guy was giving out a presentation about different ways to make money in real estate and things like that. So he was talking about wholesaling. I was like, whoa, that's the first time I heard about wholesaling. And then the guy was talking about you can actually sell a piece of paper. You could take a contract, you could sell it. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I was like interested. I was like, how do you do that?
Hmm.
That seems kind of easy. To make money. Selling paper. Piece of paper.
That's right.
Yeah. hmm
So you first originally heard from Fortune Builders. Did you join Fortune Builders? Did you just go to the seminar?
No, not yeah. No, I went to that 3 day event. No, I never joined that poaching program, but I went to that 3 day event in the Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah, that's
So
why that
that's what
the
got
kind
you.
of yeah. That was talking about flipping and wholesaling and all the other stuff, renting, stuff like that, property. Yeah.
How long ago was that? I'm just curious.
That was about that was like 2018.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
since then, you've been kind of thinking and getting into wholesaling. Have you been going at it like hard this whole time since you went there, or has it just been up and down?
Uh, it's been up and down.
Okay. All right.
hmm
So let's talk about your experience in getting to wholesaling. Has it been difficult for you? Has it been easy? Tell me a little bit about your experience so far.
It was me? No. It was kind of difficult. At first, I was like, I don't know what to do.
Mhm.
Then I was trying to join the mentorship program. Then I heard about Sean Terry.
Mhm.
Then he's like, that's strictly that's what he does, wholesaling. So he was talking about that. Wholesaling. Getting properties on the contract, different marketing and stuff. That's why I heard about the different marketing
Mhm.
techniques and stuff. And cold calling came about pulling lists and calling people. I mean, it was really hard, just calling people, pulling lists, calling people is getting shut down left and right,
Tell me
you
about it,
know.
bro. I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. Then then I messed around and lost my job. My job site closed down back in 2020 in March
Oh, wow.
17th. Because of the COVID-19.
Hmm.
Job site closed down. I was like, oh man, this time right now, man, I might as well go full time wholesaling.
Hmm.
That's when I ended up doing my first deal. That March. I mean that April, sometime in April. I cold called somebody and found out the house, distressed house.
And was that a good deal? Was it a good deal that you got? Like what? How much did you make on it?
That first deal, like 3,000. It was
Okay.
a total 5,000. I JV'd it,
Oh,
guy in Colombia.
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So you got two, I got three.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I get it, man. So you did
Yeah.
a JV deal, and then let's talk about this current deal that we got, man, because
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
this one was a doozy, bro, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. It was. It sure was. It was a doozy.
And
Uh-huh.
this deal is one of your biggest that you've done yet. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised. Yeah. This biggest one ever. Yeah.
This, hey man, that and it's exciting. So let's talk about this deal. Let's talk about how you started going to get it, right? Because you came to me when they were under contract already, right? You had already got them under contract, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. So how'd you get this? How'd you find the deal? How'd you get it under contract? How'd we make 19K on it?
I started cold calling around, 2020. I told you that, but around 2021, I think that's when I got the lead. I called one day. I talked to their father,
Mm-hmm.
and he was he was he was kind of interested in selling, but he wasn't. He wasn't budging on the price. He was telling me, he wanted like full retail value, a little bit more over retail value. Also, I was like, oh, okay. He was talking about commercial buildings and stuff like that. He was working on and stuff. He was telling me how much it cost, the rehab, how much would it cost, who to reach out to, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, all right, well, I'll save your number. I'll call you back. Then I mess around. Then I actually call him back around this year, early this year, about like 3 months ago. Then I heard he passed away. His son answered the phone. He's like,
Oh,
"Oh, my father passed away." So yeah, we're ready to sell now. Let's go.
wow.
So
So you
yeah,
followed up. You
yeah, I
followed up.
followed. Yeah, I followed up. Yeah,
Wow.
I followed
Congrats.
up.
Following up is the key to this deal. Is you followed up with him, and then the son answered the phone.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, that was ready to sell. So
Good job. So
mhm.
you originally they had it listed for sale by owner. I thought you had called them because it was listed for sale by owner, but you called because you followed up with them. Is that right?
Yeah, I followed up with them. Yeah, they had a list by for sale by owner after their father died. Yeah, then I followed up with them.
Yeah. Wow.
This is
Okay.
that ready
So
to sell.
you called him. You followed up with him. He answered
Mhm.
the phone. You said, "Oh, I'm interested in buying." They said, "I'm interested in selling." And then what happened from there?
So what happened there? We negotiated on the price, and we I think we negotiated on the price for 275. I thought it was the deal because on Zillow it says 325 estimate.
Right.
I was like, okay, all right, let's go ahead and get it on contract. Boom. Then I got it on contract. Then I told you about it. I was like, man, I need somebody to move this, so I need to give you with Nathan.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? I give it to you. Then you looked at the deal. You was like, oh, okay. Yeah, your guys did your estimate on it.
Hmm.
It was like too high. You know what I'm saying? The number was too high.
Yeah.
So yeah, 275 was too high.
Yeah, because the thing
Yeah,
is, the deal was around. I think it was the ARV was
yeah,
like 340, like 330, 340,
yeah,
and that's what originally they were asking for. They were asking for full retail, like
yeah,
340.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
thing is, that was a bigger house in Columbia, South Carolina, and those bigger houses require more work, right? They
More
require more.
work. Yeah,
So 275 was too high. So I reached out to my buyers. I reached out to a couple buyers. Okay, immediately I hit some up because I've done deals in Columbia, and
hmm,
one guy offered me like 180. He was like, "Nah, man, I know this area for this amount, this big of a house for this much work. I'm gonna need to be at 180." And I was like, "Dang!" And I told you that I was like, "Oh man, that it's pretty low." But then I reached out to Andrew Lucas. You know Andrew.
yeah.
He's my buddy. So I reached out to him. I said, "What would you be able to do?" So he was like, "I'm going to be at 180, 190." That's what he told me, 180, 190. So then I
Mhm.
told you, And I said, "Hey, man, you're gonna have to go back and renegotiate this thing."
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's what he told me. So after that, I called his brother back. I was like, that is too high, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, can you do like he was like 185. I was like, okay, Nathan. He said 185. He's like, no, try to get him down about 180.
Yeah.
150. It was like 150. Then it's like no. Lowest I can go is 180. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It was like 180. Say his family would cry up. You know, if he went any further
Yeah,
down.
bro.
Yeah.
Why do you think they went all the way from 275 to 180? Why do you think they accepted that offer?
Um, they accepted the offer. I
Because
think I think they knew. Property wasn't a mess. It needed work. Things like that.
I think they listed it way too high and they weren't giving
Yeah.
any action. So I think when we gave them the right offer where it needed to be, they were like, okay. They probably just understood that they were too hopeful on the price, right?
Yeah, they did.
Because they had listed it
Exactly.
kind of self on themselves for full retail when it needed a ton of work. So that's why it wasn't going anywhere. So
Yeah, right. It
you guys,
was.
I told you to start at like 160. So you started, or I think 150, and then you finally negotiated 181. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, 181. Yeah, 181.
Man, you are an
Yeah,
expert negotiator, Noble. I mean, you were able to get that
yeah,
about 100K less than what you had originally made the offer for. Congratulations. That was amazing, right?
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm
And
glad it did.
yeah, that was glad they did. So when I talked
Mhm.
to Andrew's team, they said I can do 190. That's what they told me. So we were looking at
Okay.
making 9,000, right? Because you had a
Yeah.
181 and I 190 is what they offered. And this is what I said to her. I said, look, I think I know I can get more than 190. I'm gonna go and search around, talk to some other buyers, and if I can't get better than that, I'll call you. And she was like, no, 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 hold on. Um, what would you take right now where you would be, good to go? And I said, well, we were looking to make as much as possible. I was wanting like 220. Yeah, I went high, right? And she was like, the best we can do is 199. And I said, if you can give me 200,000, I won't test this out. I won't try with anyone else. I'll just give it to you right now if you can do 200,000. So she said, okay, done deal. And the reason I went with 200,000 is because my other buyer who's bought from me before, he was at 180. So I was like, okay, 200,000 is good because the other guy
Good.
that is good buyer, he was at 180. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
she was low on where we were at, and I got her up to come up an additional 10,000. You were $100,000 too high. You got them to come down like $195,000. So me and you both
Yeah.
worked together. I raised the purchase price, and you were able to lower the purchase price from the seller. So we worked together to get a bigger spread, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So
Definitely.
we wish that deal was done right there at the negotiation, right? So I sent the
Yeah.
work over. I CC'd you in on the email. We signed a JV agreement to work together for a 60-40 split because you're in my mastermind program. So instead of doing a 50-50, we do 60-40. I give you 60% and I take 40. So you get more money because I want you to make as much as possible. So we did that. We sent the documents over. And what happened? Do you remember what happened next that stopped the deal? That what?
Yeah. Documents over. I thought I was like, whoa! So it's going. Yeah. Yeah. It's around Christmas time.
Mhm.
The office is gonna be closed. Our lawyer's gonna be out of town. So it's gonna be a delay on the process. Anyway, the title then came back until like following week after. So it took like almost like 2 weeks for the title to come back. And when the title come back, that said they had a judgment against the property owner,
Yeah.
where he has a $3 million lawsuit. I
Yeah.
mean, $3 million lien on him. Some stopping from
Yeah,
to
man.
sell to go through.
It was like a
You know,
bankruptcy, bro, or something.
bankruptcy. Yeah,
The
yeah.
the owner that had owned the property that had passed away, he had a $3 million judgment, like a bankruptcy against him. So
Mm-hmm.
when we were ready to close, the buyer's like, sorry, we can't close on this. There's a $3
The
million
lawyer.
on the property. and we can't go forward. And I'm like, oh man, this deal's dead, bro. And I was kind of pissed, I was sad. But what I did is I said, hey, have the attorney talk to the attorney of the sellers. And I'm sure the sellers knew that this judgment existed. I know they did. They wouldn't be trying to. So I put in contact our attorney from the people that Andrew and his team and the seller's attorney. And I said, hey, you guys talk together. And then they were able to find out, and you found out that the seller told you that the bankruptcy was actually released and it was over.
Yeah. He actually texted me back. I asked somebody, it's like everything is clear, that was settled.
Yeah.
It was like we're gonna, yeah.
So we thought at that point we were good to go, right? We were like, oh, whew, all right, cool.
Yeah.
The judgment. So guess what happens after that happens? They go to close. Everybody signs. The buyer signs. The seller signs. What happens next? That they tell us what this is the next roadblock.
Yeah. So buyer signs, seller signs, and the next roadblock was
they sent the money to the wrong.
Wrong person. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the wire. Yeah. The money wire went to the wrong person. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I was like devastated for them.
Me too, man.
I was like, that's a lot of money they could potentially lose. Things like this happened before, with that lady from Shark Tank. It happened before. Somebody sent the wrong wire. She never got her money back.
I've been doing this for several years. I've never had this happen with my buyers, but what happened is somebody had hacked into the email of whoever they're supposed to wire the money to, and they wired $200,000 to the wrong person. And Andrew told me that, and I was like, dude, are you serious? Like, I'm so sorry. That sounds horrible. That is horrible. That's a lot of money. And he's like, yeah. We're going to try and get our money back. And I said to him, I said, hey, look, I understand if you don't want to go through with this deal. You just, basically lost $200,000, or you'll get it back, but right now you don't have it. And he said, don't worry, we still want the deal.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I was like, are you serious? You still want the deal?
I know.
Believe it. So
after that was over, I thought we had to go to another buyer, something like that. Yeah.
And then what happened was he was ready. He said, I just need another week. This is Christmas. So they had to get their funds ready. He was ready to go. And then the seller was like, man, you guys are playing around. We don't want to wait around. We're going to maybe test the market. And I was like, no, bro.
No.
Because of the attorney that Andrew had, and because of the attorney they had been talking, and they figured it out. And I was
figured it out. Yeah.
And we just had to wait patiently, man. Cause I mean, really,
yeah,
Andrew didn't want to do it. Our buyer, because of what happened, then it was like, we can't make him. He just lost 200,000, right? Like,
yeah, I know.
But we waited patiently, and I got a text saying, hey, we closed and funded. Everything's good. And I just got my wire for $7,600, and you just picked up your check yesterday. How much was it?
$11,400.
And that's a good feeling, right?
Yeah, it was a wonderful feeling. I was jumping around. I was like, wow, can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Having that is like,
I know. This came at the right time.
Exactly, man. And I want to congratulate you on all your hard work. And the thing is, man, a lot of deals, they have up and downs like this, but there's a lot that don't. So it is good to go through these situations so you know how to handle this stuff. Like next time it happens, that you got to get the attorneys to talk to each other. That when they wire the money, they got to make sure they wire it to the right person. We have to make sure that, when you sign the contract, you give yourself enough time to close. There's a lot of good lessons that we learned on this deal together.
Yes, sure did.
Well, Nobel, I want to thank you for coming on here. I really appreciate your hard work, man. I think a lot of people that get into this, they don't stick it out, they give up. But you've been consistent, you've been doing it, and really what it takes to succeed in this business is consistency and not giving up, because that's what gets the deals done. And as you can see with this deal.
Yes, sir. That's right. Never give up.
Don't give up. Well, do you have anything you want to tell anybody watching the Payneless Wholesaling Podcast? Do you have any advice you want to give before we wrap up?
I tell everybody, don't never give up, man. Keep on going, keep on going. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be some bumpy roads ahead, but you you're gonna find that diamond in the rough. Digging through those dirt, you're gonna find a diamond.
You're gonna
So
find the dirt in the diamond. You're gonna find a
yeah,
diamond in the dirt.
yep.
All right, man. Well, you have a good time at Kroger's. Keep working hard, and eventually, man, you can do anything you want, man. I'm telling you right now. I know I talk to a lot of people, and you got a great attitude. You're positive. You can do whatever you want in this life. Just keep going. All right.
All right. Thank you for having me in here.
You have a great day. Thanks for coming on the Payneless Wholesaling Podcast. Peace out, brother.
All right.
Later,
Thank you.
bro.